Okay, guys, I am back. I'm doing take two because I kept getting lost. I kept losing my signal for some reason. But we're talking today about the 5 don't have to be attitudes. Now, you've probably heard about the Beatitudes, and that is where Jesus sat down and he said, if you do all these things, these are the things that you're blessed. If you're humble, you're blessed. If you're, suffering and all these things. But today I'm talking about the 5 don't have to be attitudes. It's 5 things that are not in the Beatitudes that we often pressure ourselves, but if we take a closer look, we don't have to be all these things. And I'm just going to jump to it because I've already done it, and I don't want to keep you guys waiting. But the first thing that, which actually started this whole thing for thinking of me, is I was spending a lot of time in the Beatitudes and just thinking about all the things that were said and mentioned in here. And but at the same time, I was also really pressuring myself because, my body is still like sweater weather ready, not like swimsuit weather ready. I still got my winter coat on, and I was like, man, you didn't eat right, you didn't do this. And I was all down on myself. I just had this thought. I'm pressuring myself to do this, and I look at the Beatitudes, and there's nothing in here that says anything about our physical bodies. Yes, we do need to take care of our physical bodies. They are a gift, and as you know, or if you or someone that you live with or know is not in good health, you know what a gift great health is. And every day when I wake up, I'm like, thank you that I can move without pain. I mean, it's a huge deal to be able to move without pain. To have your health is amazing. But we put this pressure on ourselves about our bodies and our shapes and those last 10 pounds or that last 15 pounds or whatever it is. And the reality is that external part of you is not affecting whether you're blessed or not. You don't have to be skinny to be blessed. And come on, somebody like, hallelujah, because thank goodness that we don't have to worry about that. I'm going to do a session on this later, but there's a difference between our true self, which is like our inside, our soul, spirit, and then our outside, our ego. And I'm going to do a session on that later. But when we are pressuring ourselves, and it doesn't say if you do your Whole30 perfect and you go to the gym 3 times a week, and you get down to your ideal goal weight, that you're going to be blessed. It doesn't say that at all. It has to do with our insides, with our spirit and our attitude and our mind. The second thing it does not say in the Beatitudes is if you are wealthy, then you're blessed. All right. Because there is nothing in this list of the Beatitudes about material possessions. It doesn't say if you own a jet ski like all your neighbors, then you're going to be blessed, or if you have a retirement account of this much, then you're going to be blessed, or if you wear this brand, you're going to be blessed. No, there's nothing about material wealth in the Beatitudes that says that you're not going to be blessed if you don't have money. And a lot of times we can get focused on wealth in terms of money, but if you think about it, wealth is actually what we can give of ourselves. You can give your time, you can give your talents, you can give smiles, you can give hugs, you can give encouragement. There's all these things. We can be rich in doing good works, and it doesn't have to be rich in material wealth to be blessed. Come on, you know what I'm talking about? What do you think about that? Do you agree? This third thing that we don't have to be is we don't have to be compared. Don't we do that sometimes? We put pressure on ourselves. Maybe we look at social media and we're like, oh man, this person's doing that and that person's doing that, and their house always looks clean and they got the cute clothes and they lost that 15 pounds or whatever it is. We don't have to be compared, because the word says that you are a masterpiece. You're a masterpiece, and you're being worked on in your own way. You have gifts and talents and abilities of your own, and we don't have to compare them. We don't have to keep up with the Joneses. As a matter of fact, here's what it says, actually, and I love this from the Message translation. You're blessed when you're content with just who you are. No more and no less. And that's the moment that you find yourselves proud owners of everything that can't be bought. Contentment. You're blessed when you're content. You're not blessed when you're comparing. Comparison is the thief of joy. We know that from Teddy Roosevelt said that. Comparison is the thief of joy. But you're blessed when you're content. Yes, we don't have to be compared, but we should be content, and then we'll be blessed. Number 4, here's another thing we don't have to be. We don't have to be right. Is there anybody out there who always wants to be right? Or probably you know somebody, like you have a friend like this that always wants to be right. Well, sometimes mending relationships and keeping relationships and taking the humble place is way more important than being right. Sometimes seeing the other person and seeing their struggle and sitting with them in their struggle is more important than being right. I love this too. It says, you're blessed when you can show people how to cooperate instead of compete or fight. And that's when you discover who you really are and your place in God's family. So we don't have to be right all the time. And I think sometimes we just really need to let go of that it's more important to mend the relationship. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I've apologized for plenty of things that I felt like I haven't done, or maybe I was in a situation where somebody heard me say something that I didn't say, but they were so upset and so offended and their feelings so hurt, and they believe that that's what they heard, and I still had to apologize for that because it was more important for that relationship to be whole than for me to prove that I was right. So you don't have to be right. So you don't have to be skinny to be blessed. You don't have to be rich to be blessed. You don't have to be compared to be blessed. As a matter of fact, it's the opposite. You don't have to be right to be blessed. And here's the biggie. We don't have to be perfect. We don't have to be perfect. I think a lot of times we can put this pressure on ourselves that we need to have it all together. We need to make sure we're doing everything right. We need to return all these phone calls, or return all these emails, or return all these texts within 24 hours. And, we look at social media and somebody's house always looks great and it's never a thing out of place. And they have this beautiful decorating and that's awesome. And I love that. And go you. I love that. And my house is not like that, so it's okay. But, sometimes we put that pressure on ourselves to be perfect. And we need to remember that authenticity always trumps perfection, because people cannot relate to perfection. If you don't have any trials and you don't have any struggles, people will not relate to you, because all of us, the rest of us, are living real life with real struggles and real trials. I love it. Tara said, thank God we don't have to be perfect. Come on. I make so many mistakes all the time. Lorraine said, no comparison, no competition, and we all have something special, and yes, we need to let go of pride and practice humbleness more. Yes, come on, girl. And I absolutely love this verse. It brings me so much joy because I don't know about you, but I feel like this a lot. It's verse 3, and talking about perfection. We don't have to be perfect. As a matter of fact, this is what it says in the Beatitudes. This Jesus said in the message. You're blessed when you're at the end of your rope. How far away is the end of your rope from perfection? It's like the totally opposite end of the rope from perfection. And it says here that we're blessed when we're at the end of our rope because there's less of us and more of God. And that just tells me that we need to let go of that idea that we have to have everything together and everything perfect. So I just hope that gives you some encouragement today to really focus on those things. We are blessed when we're humble. We're blessed when we're at the end of our rope. We're blessed when we are not comparing ourselves and we're just finding out who we are and we're content. And we're blessed when we're peacemakers and we make peace instead of trying to be right. And we're blessed when we just know who we are. So I hope that speaks to you today. It gives you a little more freedom, a little more level of freedom to move to the next level. And thank you so much for all your love and support. Don't forget, this is going to be on the podcast in a couple weeks. If you haven't listened to the podcast, check it out, Life Builders by Julie Hamilton. It's on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher, so I hope you download it. And I hope you have an amazing, amazing weekend, a blessed weekend. Letty said, so blessed today. Thank you for the reminders. Of course, thank you for tuning in. Oh my goodness. So have a blessed day. I am off. We're going to go to Monterey and the aquarium and have a super fun time with my girls today. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I'll see you on Monday at 8:30. Bye.